is a non-Friday product like it's Friday session. I think it's just going to be me today. I will be doing some design work and maybe a little bit of like PME work. I never know where the line is between product design and product management, but I enjoy both. And yeah, it's been a while since either of us have done a in-between session. I actually needed to make a cover image for this session and noticed that the last time I created one for in-between session was all the way in June. So it's been like 2 months since we did an in-between session. But I am here and I'm actually on vacation this week. So, I mean, that's maybe why I have a bit more like mental space to do in between sessions, but we'll see. So on Friday, we met to do literally nothing. Okay, uh, jokes aside, we met to go over some of the feedback that I say feedback, but it's kind of weird to call it feedback when it comes from me. But some of the, I guess, user experience notes that I've accumulated during 1 week of testing the prototype. We have some notes on like things that we know we can make progress on and change, things that we have some good ideas of but need a little bit of fleshing out, and then things that need a lot more exploration, like that cat idea, which I will get to. So maybe first of all, let me just collect myself here because I didn't prep much for this aside from, you know, the normal like getting ready stuff. Let me share my Notion to start, and just get myself oriented on what we could be working on today. I have some vague ideas, but I don't think we have any like specifics. So I think what I want to do is like, there's a lot of things here, and I don't need to like make a whole Kanban or anything, but I do like thinking about the items in terms of like how much clarity we have. So maybe I'll just organize them a little bit in that like this is, I guess I'll leave anything that's like to do in this list and then just add like yeah, I think add like exploration to explore. Yeah, I think that's a good category, and that way we don't have to like deal with organizing existing things because that's a waste of time. So we have to do, to explore, and deprioritize. That makes sense. Cool. Let me just review quickly on like the to-dos and if there are anything that needs or could use some visuals. That way I can make Adnan's job a little bit easier, hopefully. We'll see. I mean, sometimes visuals help and sometimes they, I don't know, get in the way. Anyway, okay, show all themes. So maybe what I would do is, what's the best way to do this? Let me pull up the app. Because the other thing that I want to do is to test on mobile live. Unfortunately, Restream, the platform that we're using to stream this, does not support screen sharing on mobile when I took a quick look. So we'll need to find an alternative way to do that. Worst case, I guess I can like record my whole session. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Let's get through this list first. So maybe what I would do is actually, instead of having to switch between stuff, let me actually share my browser screen and just have Notion as a tab there. Ah, shit. Sorry, the Notion redirect. So okay, you can't see this, but let me share. So what I did, and I almost used the F word, but what I did was, wait, okay. What I did was I copied and pasted the Notion link, and I was like, like let's open it up, and then it just redirected me to the desktop app. Anyway, here we are. What I really dislike about, I don't know why my mouse likes to not show up, and I'm just like, hello, oh there it is. You guys see that, right? Like, what's I don't know. I think it's a me problem. I have a lot of edge cases that show up for some reason. Just my luck. I like to say that I have reverse Midas touch. Ugh. Okay, so I have the app, the prototype, and I have my Notion doc here. This is just so that I can refer to each item in a more visual manner. So what is this? I'm just gonna quickly order this so that it makes a little bit more sense, I think. Okay, I think that's good. Cool. So the first item is we need more feelings. Yes. So this is one item that I think needs a little bit of work on my end before we can do anything about it. So this is referring to, when you're adding a, okay, I needed to refresh because I have not opened it in a while. Oh, okay. It is a nice slider. Okay, so what I was referring to with the we need more feelings, I mean, overall, we need more feelings, but we need more feelings on these pages, especially on the positive end. But I think in general, we need more feelings, and we have a little bit of a, I guess, direction. Most recently, I went to therapy and received this big cheat sheet of vocabulary of feelings. So I might be referring to that as we go. But maybe what I would even do is just take a peek at what am I doing here? I wanna. So what I want to do is to find the code where the feelings are and just get a sense of like how it's structured, because I will be honest, I was not paying full attention when Adnan was working on it. I vaguely remember, but honestly cannot. Oh, this must be it. No, this is the page. Damn it. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure where it might be. Like, can I search? Can I just search feelings? Maybe not. Okay, I'll try like for like 2 more minutes. If I can't, I will just make some assumptions and go from there, because I don't want to be like blocked. So maybe what I will do is I will search a particular word. Maybe a word that's less likely to be used anywhere else. Humiliated, maybe. I feel humiliated. Okay, we found something. Okay, see, I got it. Okay, where was this? Server files. Okay, cool. I am not a programmer. I don't know where things are supposed to go. But I found it. Okay, so I will maybe... Wait, do I need this whole thing? Oh, okay, this is just a JSON file. Yeah, maybe what I would do. Maybe what I would do is just, can I download this? Is that a thing I can do? No. Okay. Maybe not easily. I will copy paste it because I don't know how else to do it. And I'm just gonna make a note for myself here. Feelings.json content currently. So this just gives me a sense of like how it's structured, so that I can choose to integrate this or other variations of it into it, in the same structure, because I don't think we want to change the structure. It's probably gonna screw up other things. I'm gonna guess. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure if I want to tackle that first. I think right now I want to go through the list and just get a sense of like how much there is to be done, and if there are like easy wins I can do. I feel like that's generally my thinking process when it comes to like deciding what to work on first. Uh, like there are things that I'm like, okay, like getting this figured out, definitely I want to get to today, because I think this is a huge part of improving the user experience. But okay, why am I auto why am I correcting things just on autopilot here? Okay, I need to get rid of Grammarly because like it's actually bothering me. Uh, it's actually bothering me because I would journal. Um, I would be like, today was a shitty day. I would start journaling, and then Grammarly will be like, "Do you mean capitalized T?" I'm just like, "Go away." Anyway, it's getting in the way of my journaling, and apparently I'm also just like autopilot correcting things, even though I'm not actually reading it. Anyway, not a fan of Grammarly right now. Definitely have benefited from it in the past, but actually have not been using it much for a while now. So maybe I should uninstall it. Now you're just watching me be ADHD. I have to do it. I'm sorry. You can't see my drop down, but I'm actively removing Grammarly from my Chrome right now. There we go. Okay, you did see this, so there's proof that I just uninstalled Grammarly. Why did I uninstall Grammarly? Grammarly gets in my way. Okay, I'm not gonna answer that. Like I can't even see it. What the heck? I'm not allowed to use Grammarly at work. What the heck? Okay, now I'm getting really distracted. Um, nice to meet you, Mike. I'm sorry, I just uninstalled Grammarly. Maybe I will reinstall in the future. All right, okay, enough distractions. Okay, we need more feelings. We talked about that. What was I saying before I got distracted by Grammarly? I was saying that yes, this is something I want to get to. This does feel not like it's not hard, I don't think, but it's not like, like a quick thing versus like, I don't know, something else could be like a quick thing. And maybe at the end of the list, we do decide that this is the most important and, um, I don't know, easy to knock out thing, and we start there anyway. I usually don't speak all of this out loud, so it's taking way longer than I normally would work. Normally, this is just happening in my brain, and I'm not narrating everything, and it's faster because narrating everything you think is a lot, and it slows you down. All right. Okay, so we talked about we need more feelings in that library. Oh yeah, this is important though. Like, even though I didn't talk about it, like the reason why we need more of it is that during my own journaling experience, when I get to that page of, okay, not this page, the last page of like the feelings, especially because I've had a pretty good week. I'm like over here, and I'm like, I don't know if I feel any of the above or below, I guess. Um, and I end up like going back and forth a lot just because I don't see anything that resonates with me. And usually, even when I'm having a pretty good day, I'm like, I'm not just feeling proud, you know? And then I start like exploring outside of the range, and then like it gets lost. Anyway, that's a different item, which I hope it's not there. Okay, maybe what I'll do, this is not the best process at all, is just like highlight anything that I can tackle next so that I have a sense of like which items actually needs my contributions. For example, font. I feel like we don't need to create designs for it. Like, I guess I could like right now I just zoomed in again. But I feel like Adnan can just try sizes and see. Use your judgment. So I'm not gonna do anything on this front. Visual indicator of journal being saved when you stop typing. I think that's worth at least looking into. Maybe I don't need to like design for it, but I want to see like what are the options. So I do want to at least take a look at that. Show all themes when journal skipped. I feel like we probably are missing some stuff as well, but we'll see. Show all themes when journal skipped. I think maybe that's worth like looking at you at least on the UX mapping side of things. Bugs. I don't think we need to look at bugs in particular. You only select one feeling. Yeah. Okay, it's not always displaying the theme selected. Okay, so this is the log view, or what did we call it? Just seeing my last search humiliated. Okay, how do I get rid of this? Go away. Oh yeah, okay. I think I can see what we called it. It's called journal? No, is it? Or is it just the index? I think it's just the index. Okay. In that case, I guess the home view on the home page. This is just for me. I just need to know what that page is. You only select my feeling. Yeah, there was like a display issue with some of the entries. So if you're here, yeah, like I think when you don't enter any feelings, it doesn't show the themes either. And then when you only enter one feeling, it's like fucked up. Mildly, just mildly. Okay. Please look at one feeling. It's not always selected. This is just my hunch. It might be some other trigger. But both of the two times that this happened was, oh my god. Okay, Notion, please. And then add time to timestamp. Oh, this is also, you know what? I'm just gonna, okay, this is the home page. And maybe, let's see, maybe the font. Okay, so the font is more like an overall thing. This is the journaling experience. This is the after journal homepage. This is the homepage thing. And then I have a note to self to test on mobile. Okay, maybe I feel like there were other things. And then there's deprioritized. I'm gonna make deprioritized what's this called? A toggle. Just because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Go away. Okay. we don't need to see what's deprioritized. Who cares? I don't know why I'm so like talkative when I'm just thinking through things. Okay. Oh yeah, why did I duplicate this? There was a reason. There was a reason why I did this. To explore. What? Why did I do this? Uh, there was a reason. I swear. Okay. I closed the deprioritized. Oh, okay. I think maybe like to define because it's a lot more. Maybe that's not why I did this, but for now, let's pretend like I knew what I was doing. Oh, why did I? Okay. So I'm just gonna drag things that I think need to be shaped a little bit. You know what? Let's just use that language, all right? Because like it's not all design. Like some of this, like, and then these are all the things that feel pretty defined. I guess this is an explore thing. Oh yeah, the reason why I had to explore category altogether is I'm gonna call it to discover because I like that word better. Just that's it. Um, Also, I know that I did not open all of these like toggles. That's because they're not relevant to anything. Um, yeah, I could probably talk through all of them, and that will be like the entire session, but they're not relevant right now. Okay, this is the to explore stuff, I think. And I also, oh my god, where the fuck is my mouse? My cursor. Okay, just want to make sure there's nothing here that's missed, you know. Okay, so I think it's just this part that is to be explored. And then I think there were like other things we talked about as well. So this is this is the cat idea, which was inspired by, what was it inspired by? I don't know. I think I want to say like the panda just appeared in my brain when I was journaling on one of the days. I was just, you know, going like my stream of consciousness being dumped through keyboard one day, and like I just stopped at one point because I was like, oh, like I feel like my words ran dry all of a sudden, which happens. And I want to say like that was when the panda appeared, and it was just like rolling around in my brain. And I was like, huh, you know, like that could be fun. Like, and then like immediately I thought of like the more classic cat, the cat that like tippy tapped on keyboard. Is that a thing? Is that just, did I make that up? I don't know. But like cat typing on keyboard, like, okay, not a real cat, but but a cat doing like this action basically is what I imagined. Um, yeah, so that's the idea. The idea is that like there are cute little characters that perch at the top right corner of your screen and do different cute things as you type. Maybe there are other triggers, like if you are stuck for a couple minutes, it does something. Maybe it says hello, how's it going? Who knows? It can be its own thing. Maybe that is the product. Okay. Okay, enough. I feel like there were other ideas. I think Adnan had mentioned like the idea of like perhaps integrating with something like Notion, like with a existing app. With, products that user might already use. Something for Notion. I feel like there was something else. Um, I don't know. I don't know if there was something else. But I think this is a good list. So I feel like font like super quick. Imagining, I hope. Homepage when you only select. Okay, so yeah, so this is just a couple bugs and like tiny improvements. Visual indication of journal being saved. Show all the themes. There's a part of me that almost feel like I could redesign the whole thing at this point because I feel like now we're getting into the territory of injecting personality, injecting like brand or whatever we want to call that. Like, because like I still remember like when I first designed the first version, I was deliberately like I don't care about how it looks because first I want to get a feel for it. And like I feel like if that instinct, I will say I stand by it because I feel like if I had created like a brand um, identity back then, it would have been a bit of a guess of how it's supposed to feel. And even now, I feel like if I try to redesign it now, it might still be a guess and it might still feel kind of off. But back then, it would have been even more of a guess. It would be like, oh, I want it to feel this way when I have no idea how it feels to use yet, if that makes any sense at all. Um, anyway, now I'm just thinking out loud and for okay. Yeah, so maybe I would do that. Let me just see how much time have I already taken up. 27 minutes. Okay. If I am efficient, I can definitely get that done. But I am usually not the most efficient version of myself. So I will probably tackle this because I think it is a core part of what makes the experience more cohesive, more holistic. I'm not sure, I'm just using words now. Um, but like having more here, I think is a pretty core thing. I do want to get to redesign, but we'll see how long this takes. Um, and if it takes too long, which it very much could, I hope not, but it could. If it takes too long, then maybe I will just like unblock these two items. So like the visual indication of journal being saved and the show all themes, and maybe they are like quick things too. But I do feel like the first item is one that I would like to finish today. I also want to test on mobile, so maybe let me highlight those two as like my goal today. I need to highlight them because otherwise I will forget. Truly, I will forget. And let me close this tab. All right, so we need more feelings. And we have the JSON content. What I will also do, what I like to do in general when something is a little bit more defined is to like take stock of everything I have. So in this case, I have like the current feeling database structure. Um, so each feeling has a valence, it has a basic emotion associated with it, it has an intensity level, and it has variance. Actually, would it be possible if we just showed variance? I also feel like, okay, I mean, I have no idea. I don't know how databases are designed, but to me, like the variants are their own feelings with perhaps slightly different parameters. Um, and the variance is more like a relational thing of like, okay, joyful is a feeling that's associated with ecstatic, and ecstatic is associated with liberated, and etc. Like they're almost like a web um, of feelings. Not sure if that makes any sense. Maybe I'll map it out. Not sure if that helps though. Okay, I'm just thinking out loud here, and maybe it will be counterintuitive or like counter helpful. But it could help for me to like just bring dump that thought. So let me share. Let me share my screen of my FigJam screen. Actually, can I just do that in the browser here? Let's hope we can do that. Oh my god, come on. Okay. I don't want to sign in here, so unfortunately I will be switching my browser. But the other resource I wanted to get here is this vocabulary of emotion that my therapist sent me. Let me just, before I do the stupid thing of like taking a picture and sending it to myself, I really don't want to do that. So let me just see if I can find it online first. It does look very old, like somebody has been photocopying it for decades old, but we'll see. Let's see. Oh, it does exist. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So let me take that and put that somewhere. I will. Okay, so I saved it. It's a PDF, and I'm just gonna plop it here for now. I don't think I can see a preview of it. Okay, oh well, but I can open it and see it in this tab. So this is the exact worksheet that my therapist has handed me. Um, I asked for it, and she also acknowledged that there are many more words on this list, and any list when you Google like feelings list or feelings vocabulary, that there are many more words on the negative feelings side. Um, but I think it makes sense because we are often more, I don't know, unable to express ourselves when we are in that negative phase, um, versus when you're happy. Like, do you really care if you're feeling fervent or ardent? you know, do you really care if you are feeling elated or enthusiastic? Um, Whereas when you're feeling shitty, there is a world of difference between feeling, let's see, devastated and broken. you know? Okay, now we're getting a little too dark. Okay, I need to hydrate. All right, what was I doing? Oh yes, feelings. Right. So what we're trying to solve for is not enough feelings. I don't feel any of these things, and I want to at least find one word that resonate with how I feel whenever I'm journaling. So that's what we're doing. Um, I wanted to take a moment to just look at how this is structured versus like how we've structured it. So in our structure, we have a feeling that has assigned valence. So that would be, this is the feelings. Valence was pleasant, unpleasant. Yeah, so for us, we only have like pleasant and unpleasant. So it's a either or situation. And in this, it's kind of implied, it's not really written, but basically the first two columns, I believe, are pleasant, and then the rest are unpleasant. So unfortunately, we're gonna see, like, if we want to add off this thing, we're gonna see even more unpleasant feelings, even though like there are already more than over here. But whatever, it's fine. And then we have intensity. So there's low, medium, high, I believe. Yeah. And they can be multiple. And then, so here it's light, medium, strong. So it's low, medium, high, which we can do. And then there is emotion, which is like the basic emotion. I'm trying to remember how I structured it. I think, hold up. If I do Cocoon, okay. Okay, I just need to go somewhere else. Where is it? I think it's under here. Yeah, there we go. So we have happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, disgust. And here it's a little bit different. Okay, so maybe what I would do, I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but I almost want to tell AI to do it. I have some ideas of like I think I want the variants to become their own entries. What is category? Why is the category? What is category? Okay, I have no idea. None of them have anything here. So maybe what I'll do. Let me see if I can get AI to do it. Okay, so do I wanna? Maybe I'll save this. I don't know if I wanna like copy it, the whole thing, or can I like? Okay, so I can add a file. So let me save this just temporarily because I'm lazy. I'm lazy, so I'm doing unnecessary things. I also don't know my own computer very well. Code. I'm just saving the JSON file. I'm not actually coding. I'm just saving it. Save as. I know you can't see my screen, but trust me, it's not interesting. I'm just saving it wherever and saving it for the sole purpose of uploading it. Just so that I can avoid copy pasting, even though I don't think it makes a difference at all. And then the other thing that I want to, okay, so first of all, like before I want to add feelings, I want to see if it makes sense to restructure it a little bit. But maybe to illustrate why I feel like it could be helpful is I'm just getting confused by myself here. Okay, so we need, so right now it's, this is an entity. And let me share my Figma, FigJam in particular. And again, okay, so I just copied one of the feelings from that JSON file, and I guess I want to like visualize it a little bit. Oh, not a circle. And let's say the feeling is joyful. Basically, I'm not sure. Okay, so joyful as a feeling has the valence of pleasant, which is a, oh Jesus, and then it has a emotion of happiness and intensity of high. And right now, my understanding is that it also has variants of ecstatic or liberated. So this can be a multi, I think, or it's optional at least, variants, and this is liberated. Oh, I can spell ecstatic. Now you're watching me butcher spelling. Anyway, there's a point to this, I swear. Okay, but in my mind, especially because we have this issue of like having, like not having enough feelings for the user to choose between, in my mind, this is more of a, like, maybe instead of variance, like maybe there's a better language. Maybe it's just related to, and it's, I don't know what it's called in code, but like this is what I picture more. Related to relational, and it's related to this guy, and what was the other one? Liberated. Oh, I still can spell. Ecstatic. Ecstatic. Okay. Anyway, so I'm not sure if this was necessary at all. Maybe like it was understood the first moment I said it, but this is what I'm picturing. And I guess the thing that maybe was not as easy to guess as this might be is that they're not just related to each other, like this would have its own like related to situation, maybe, but that they can be related to other things, and they don't always share the exact same properties. So maybe like I mean, this is pretty high. Like maybe this is medium, you know, like joyful is not that high intensity. Ecstatic and liberated though, pretty intense. But the point is that the point that I keep delaying is that like maybe it's like related to another feeling, you know, like so that they are not just related to each other, but also like creates like this web effect, like I don't know, I'm not gonna make stuff up, but like perhaps okay, that was not perhaps like if they share enough properties, like if they share like all but one property, then they are related. Maybe that's the logic. Maybe I'm overcomplicating things. That's a very real possibility. But like what I mean by that is like, joyful and ecstatic are related because even though their intensity is different, everything else is shared. So between valence, emotion, and intensity, if they share all or two of the properties, then they're related. Does that make any sense? Anyway, maybe I should write that down. Because I don't know. Like, am I overcomplicating this? I probably am. Maybe what I would do is okay. No, this is fine. This is fine. No, this is helpful. Okay, I'm just thinking really quickly here. Really quickly or very slowly, both. Um, Maybe what I would do is because I just defined the logic, right? Like, but like we don't have to actually have that in code. So maybe what I would do is just start writing. So this is basically something I'm gonna copy to ChatGPT and be like, you figure it out. But starting with the database structure that we currently have, maybe let me just think. Because what I want is to take make. I'm just gonna start writing, and if it doesn't make sense, I'll add it. Make the variant feelings their own entities. I don't know if that's the right lingo. That's probably not the right lingo. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Maybe okay. Let me be a little bit more specific. I think because it's a JSON file, I don't know if it's the right I guess language, but I'm thinking like making their own feeling item. Structure or feeling right. So that, and I'm just doing it here because I happen to be here rather than Notion, and it helps when I have I don't know, like visibility into like what I'm trying to map. So I just want to illustrate. What is proud? What is proud? I don't even know. Like this, I don't have to do this, but now I need to know what properties proud has. Proud, pleasant, happiness, medium, high. So like this would be associated with that. Anyway, point is the primary feeling original to the current structure. I guess it no longer becomes like a primary thing, like because none of them are primary anymore. They're just related to each other, and they're not derivatives of each other. They're just related. They're like cousins. Anyways, I'm just trying to write a prompt at this point. Rewrite the JSON file so that the variant what am I writing here? Well, the variant feelings become their own feeling items in the they're not items, are they like objects? Just using random language that may or may not be accurate. Their own feeling objects. I almost want to say as and are simply related to each other instead of being their variants. For example, yeah, I think providing an example would be helpful. For example, the feeling joyful, the feelings joyful, iterated, and ecstatic are related to each other instead of okay, how do I describe this? Instead of iterated and ecstatic being very joyful. I'm not sure if that makes grammatical sense. I'm just thinking out loud here. And then I want to describe logic. Feeling objects are related to each other when they share they share the same, they share at least 2 out of 3, share at least 2 out of 3 properties. I don't know if that's the right lingo either. 2 out of 3 properties from the below list. Valence, emotion, and intensity. And intensity is an interesting one because it can be multi. So maybe I want to say as long as there is one overlap. I know that it's not the most accurate language. And I also want to share at least I want to emphasize identical. I don't know, be unnecessary. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about like finessing this because I just want to start somewhere, and if it sucks, then we can adjust. Because that's the real power of AI, right? It's that not that you can. Sorry, I'm just changing my screen share. The real power of AI is that you can make more mistakes faster, so you can muddle your way there. Anyway, so this is my starter for now, and at this point I'm not worried about the new feelings yet, and maybe I'm doing this for no reason, but we'll see what happens, because I want to see. Okay, does it? Okay, fine. What is it doing? Oh, okay, it's doing the job. That. What is it doing? If you're a programmer, you probably know what's happening. I'm looking at this and being like, do I know what is happening? Is it doing the right thing? Okay, it gave me a file. So let's see if it's a helpful file. Let me open it up. Oh man, okay. Let me open it and we'll take a look at it together. Again, I am not a programmer. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm just. Okay. How do I? This looks great, but I feel like now there's too many related feelings, you know? I mean, we're not even using the related in any way right now, so maybe it's okay. But what I actually want to know is how do I know it did the thing right? Like, how do I know if it didn't miss anything? Um, maybe, I mean, do I trust it? I guess is the question. Like, do I trust AI that it didn't skip stuff? And I guess even if it did, do I care? Um, I don't, to be honest. I don't care that much. But maybe I would just at least do the due diligence more so, I think, uh, if it doesn't hallucinate. But let me at least ask for a summary. Can you summarize what you did? Just so that I know that it did what I wanted to do, you know? So the original structure, each feeling had valence, emotion, intensity, and optional category. Now the category that's not used, the list of variants. Issues with original variants were nested under a single parent feeling instead of being standalone feelings. See, computer does a better job of describing them with accurate words than me. The relationship between feelings was directional and unclear. Variant to parent, not mutual. What I changed, flattened all feelings, converted every feeling and its variant into their own individual objects. If a variant wasn't already defined elsewhere, I create a new entry. Da-da. Same valence. Do I? Okay. Okay. With I'm gonna butter it up a bit. That was wonderful. Thank you. um, could you modify the file so that you are assessing the valence, emotion and intensity of the of all the feelings based on reasoning and common sense. Okay, maybe not based on reasoning, based on psychology and reasoning. I do want it to reason. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, like, it said that it created a new entry for every um, variant and basically copy pasted the original like parent feeling for all the properties, and I don't know if I don't know if I like that. I know it's not super important, but I don't like that. But everything else is good, at least if the AI did what it says it did. So let me just iterate like one more time, and then we'll go around, um, go about like adding more emotions, and maybe we don't need to anymore because now we theoretically should have um, 3 times the feelings that we did before. Okay, so everything else was great. Now I can see like what it's thinking. Common effective science understanding. Excellent. That's wonderful. Um, I love AI because now I can just drink some water. it's interesting because, like, even though the intensity is I don't know, like you can have multiple intensity, it's interesting that most of them only have one. Wonder why. Anyway, it's still working. I'll drink some more water. Okay, is it done yet? So slow. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. I feel like I should not complain. It is a privilege to not have to do this myself. All right, let's see. Let's take a quick look again at what it generated. This file is called Feelings Revised with Psychology, with science, you know. Okay. Right off the bat, I'm seeing that there's less of a long tail list of related, and that makes sense because it's not just identical to all the parents. So I like that. Okay, this is a big file. I don't think I need to. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna look at it all. So I'm gonna trust it, and let's save that somewhere and leave for Adnan to discover. And I'm actually okay. Let's let's see. I wanted to add more feelings, but there is a part of me that's like, oh, maybe just collapsing the variances enough, and that save us some work. I'm just gonna. Okay. I'm just gonna move this into some sort of archive. I create these working archives because, again, I'm not very good at like keeping things, I guess, non-distracting. So I need to put stuff that I'm putting aside for now aside, so that I'm not like overwhelmed by it, by a list that I don't need to be paying attention to. So let me clear this. And this is a little bit more defined now. I will add the JSON file here, the new one, and hopefully it just works. I'm not gonna name it in any particular way. I'm just gonna throw it in here, and yeah, we'll see what Adnan thinks of AI's restructuring. All right, there might be some code changes that need to happen as well, because the original structure is the variants are the properties, or I don't know if that's the right word, but they are not their own entities, and there's more of a relational situation happening between the objects. So yeah, we need more feelings in the library. I will just add a note here. How do I how do I describe what had just happened? Use one line to describe what has changed from the first JSON file I uploaded. Cool. All right. This is perfect. This is what I like. to use AI for is just to describe things that I've already described in the past but sucked at describing. So, file treated some feelings as variants nested on the others, transform off into. Don't need to describe what the original did. Transformed all variant feelings. Variants into standalone feelings and redefined there. All feelings properties based on psychological reasoning. Do I need to describe this? Okay, maybe I will describe it just in case Adnan does not watch the recording and I want the notes to describe what changed. What changed? Transformed. Transform is a weird word. I'm just gonna call it collapsed. Collapsed? Is that a right term? Redefined, sure, whatever. Based on, and then relations between feelings. Based on shared properties. And what is the relationship? Can you describe the logic of the relationships? I'm just gonna throw that in here. This is more for documentation than anything else. And it's kind of scrappy documentation. Okay, cool. Do I need any of this? No. Okay. I think this is fine. I don't know what this is saying. Okay. Okay, cool. Examples are good, I guess. Anyway, so this is what changed from the original structure to this one, which I just uploaded. But I would say this is pretty defined now, so I'm going to leave it alone. Given that I've already been here for a little over an hour, I don't think I will be getting to redesign today. But maybe I'll get started on the pages that I will touch here. Show all themes when journal skipped. I feel like journaling is skipped. Okay, maybe I will get started on some redesign work, but I guess prioritize these two pages. So the journaling itself and the page after, or I guess it's not really after, but the page that would show up if journaling is skipped. And this is so that I can get more of the scoped stuff done, so that I can move on to exploring this panda business. But let's see. All right, switching over to Figma. All right, so this is This is my FigJam, and then we got Figma here. I am gonna start. What is V1? I don't remember what V1 was anymore. Looks pretty similar to me. Did I even make a V2? Okay, whatever. Let's do this. Almost the part of me that's like, should I just start from scratch because like I needed to swap the components anyway. Like this is all what's it called? Next UI rather than prime. Oh, and I was going to do that anyway. So maybe I will start from scratch. Let's see. Do I wanna? I don't like the idea of starting from scratch, but maybe that's actually easier. But I wanted to see if I can like steal. I definitely still need to like copy this, at least for reference. I don't like switching between pages, so I'm gonna copy the whole thing, even if I am starting from scratch. And I just want to take a quick peek at the mapping here. Yeah, we don't care about discover tools right now, so it really just goes to home. We can't like let's not even like write that to like set false expectations. Let's just do that. So how are you? Log feelings, journal, and then it detects themes, and then it goes home. And then the secondary journey, which we're not touching right now, actually, is it's complicated. So it goes from it's complicated, journal, and then it identifies the feelings, and then it identifies the themes, and it goes home. What is this? Oh yeah, this is like what happens if it's expanded. I don't think we implemented that. Guess not. But we're not touching. Oh, okay. I should add that to the to-dos. So let me quickly do that. The to-do. So where was that? So on the it was on the themes page. Let's spell again. Standard. Expanded. I know this is kind of like a weird. I'm not putting too much effort into like describing it well, and that is because sometimes a quick markup solves it. So this just links to the Figma view that I was just showing, and that way, even if it's confusing, you can just click on it and you see this, and hopefully then it makes all the sense in the world. All right, so we're not doing the complicated view at all, so maybe I will. Again, this is the classic, like I have to like get rid of things I don't care about right now. So I'm getting rid of the secondary journey because we don't care about that. And I'm getting rid of the voice because we don't care about that right now. We do care about what happens if there are no journal. Oh, did I already do this? I guess I already did this. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to make sense of this map. So how are you? Yeah, we don't care about complicated, right? So let's get rid of that. Get rid of these lines. I'm just liberally deleting stuff. And this is themes expanded, so if the user is like, oh, I have other feelings or other themes that my feelings are related to, they can click on it and expand it. You can collapse it back. If they have filled in their feeling but did not journal, or can they skip? Yeah, if they filled in their feeling but did not journal, they can come here and say, is this related to any of the following? Skip. Cool. And maybe what I will also do here is, I really suck at defining fonts. Like, what is this? This is tiny. What the heck? Why did I do this? Oh yeah, and we're not doing the today stuff. So maybe what I'll do is just add some, we don't need time zone, we talked about that. So maybe it's just today. Yesterday. Lowercasing the other labels, and it looks cuter, I guess. Hey, I designed this with future in mind. It's not even Wednesday, August 6th yet. August 6th, 2025. Should it be like, should it be like this? I don't know what's the best format. Let's see. I feel like it's fine. Maybe let's do like a. Okay, I just asked ChatGPT, and maybe let's do this. Just copying a quick date stamp, date time situation with the little circle thing. I never know how to type that. So sadly, you will see me copy paste it like an idiot. Oh my god. And I guess we have to capitalize now because we're doing dates and it does feel a little weird to have this as like not capitalized. So let's go with that, and I will get rid of the headers in a sec. For now, I want to add this. It does look more legit. And then, hey, this is today, August 4th. All right, I'm happy with this. Let's get rid of these headers. Rid of them. I do want to, I guess, also do some designs based on like the edge cases that we talked through. So I guess really it's the only thing that's missing is what happens if there isn't a theme defined. So if someone just comes here to quickly log how they feel, like they just selected a couple of feelings, they skipped journaling, right? If they skip journaling, they go here, and then are these feelings related to anything? And if they skip that too, then what does that look like? So I think that's the only thing that I want to consider. And then the other thing that I just remembered that we might also not have on the Notion is to make it possible to re-access the journal entry. So I'm not sure if we want to deal with that anytime soon, but certainly a key part of the experience that is missing is being able to re-access a previously completed journal. I don't think I want it to. I don't think I want to allow user, aka myself, to be able to edit past entries, even though it will bug me if I like have a typo or something. I don't think we should be revising the past. But maybe that's okay. Maybe it's up to the user to use however they'd like. But personally, for me, I would not want to be able to revise the past because that's revisionist. And I'd rather accept what is and what was. Anyway, you're feeling frustrated. So I'm going to use this as an example. And just like end the sentence, really. That's it. But yeah, we talked about ending sentences as well. So I'm gonna, I know I could just type the period. I know, but I'm lazy. Okay. Oh yeah, the re-accessing bit. I do want to just acknowledge that one, the font is not the best size. I just want to take a peek at what size these are. Okay. Oh yeah, it's also the next font. Okay, I will be probably redesigning this at some point. But for now, that's a little too large, I think. Maybe let's do base. Space is a good place to be. Okay. Base. Medium. Base. I know this is like not the best use of my time, but whatever. Okay, now I'm getting bored. Feeling inspired and disappointed. Yes. I feel like maybe I didn't describe it very well on the Notion, but anyway, just to get a sense of like how that looks in terms of like both font size and the, I guess, the small changes around the tag. And okay, the other thing that I said I was gonna get to is to like revisit an entry. The thing is, it might be easier to revisit and edit, but I guess for now I don't need to care about feasibility. That's not my job. Because like if I make it like read only, then I need to figure out what that looks like, and maybe there's a different page for that. Maybe that's okay. Maybe we should have a different page because like I think it makes sense too. did I choose regular? Sorry, I'm not usually this anal. Okay, I usually am this anal. I lied. This doesn't even matter. Okay, cool. Let's go back to what I was doing. Yeah, let's create a new page for like viewing a past journal. And then we need some sort of like visual indication that you can tap into this and see more. Again, I think sooner or later I will be coming back to be like, let's redesign this. But for now, let's just add some sort of button. And let's do a, I'm pretty sure I can just change this. You know what? I'm just gonna like steal this because this is all I need really. Take that. Make it do that. Make this smaller, way smaller. Let me actually reset it. I don't trust it, or I don't trust myself. I want a trailing button and not a leading button. And I want, what do I want it to be? Like an arrow? Should it be an arrow? I'm not sure if it should be an arrow. Because I'm wondering, like, should it be a, I want it to be a sheet. I want it to be like a bottom sheet. But I'm not sure what, like, how do I denote, like, more details? Because I just type details, what comes up? Nothing helpful. Great. More? No, I feel like this is not it. This is not it. Is it an expand button, maybe? Maybe it's just the right arrow for now. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's not quite right. But let's go with that. Just like a view. Oh, I don't love it. I don't love it. Maybe it's an eye. Icons. Is that weird? That's weird. Maybe there isn't an icon altogether. Nah, I don't think we need one. I don't think we need one. Cool. Do I want it to be a link? Subtle? Not subtle at all. Soft. Outline. Well, first of all, this needs to be the bottom. I don't know if I like it. Maybe it shouldn't be like, okay, maybe I should get just like an average arrow situation. Arrow, because like I think arrow is fine. I feel like we used a lot of arrows. But I guess not on this page, so it's okay. It's either between arrow or expand for me. Like a maximize thing. But that's weird too. Okay, maybe not. Because like it's really just about like this is a view only thing. Maybe I'll just go back to ghost. I think ghost or link. Let's do link. Let's do link. Alright. I'm tired of myself. Okay, so 8. Oh god. What did I do? Let me just copy this, paste this. It's okay, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. It's all good. It's all good. You know what? I don't like the 8. Too far. Okay, I like that. What I'll do is copy properties. Control Alt V. And we gotta keep clicking into the wrong lever. Control Alt V. There we go. V. Alt V. And then the other thing I want to try is just see if I want to adjust this thing anyway. Wait, what? Oh man. Oh yeah, there was... Okay. I forgot that there used to be more things here. And then we changed it. And that's why when I changed the numbers, nothing happened, because there's only one item in this body, which is entries. Entries. And I'm just naming it a little bit better. I don't always name my layers well, but sometimes I put in the effort when it feels like I can benefit from it. So sometimes I do that. Okay, so I'm looking at this here because I do feel like it's a little too far apart, and now it's a little too close together, I think. So maybe 24. There's no science. There probably is, but I don't have any science to how I do spacing. It feels right. 24. I feel like it needs some sort of divider, but maybe I'm just too something. Is that better? I feel like it might be better. Okay, so again, let me just copy. Wait, why didn't it? Okay, I think this is fine. I'm just checking something. Okay, I think this is cool. We are an hour and a half in. Let me just take stock of where I'm at on that list of things I want to get to. Which is where? Here. So I got the more feelings situation. Oh, I did not do this. Show all themes. I did do that. Well, I didn't do it. Past version of me did it. So let me just copy that link. Again, it's very handy when you can just link a Figma place. Okay, so this is also scoped. This is plenty of stuff to do. We need more feelings, and then the last thing I think I would do is the visual indication of journal being saved. Maybe this is where I try to do some redesign. We'll see. And I did want to do the test on mobile, so maybe we'll close out with that. And we're not going to touch any of the more wacky idea today, but maybe I'll be back sometime. We'll see. Okay, so this is the last thing that I think I want to do, the visual indication, which is gonna come back to Figma. but here. So first of all, putting this aside, so we don't need to think about that for now. And then the other thing that I do want to make a tweak of is this color situation, because like we changed the color scheme and we didn't really update it here. So I want to do that because it's confusing me. So let me do this. I think all I need to do is just add. Oh, these are all happy feelings. No, I did not copy. Why? Okay, fine. Ugh, I have to do this. Okay, no, I don't have to. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. I just need to copy this, paste them, put them in places, right? And just copy the words. I know this is not interesting, but it does make me feel more sane, so I guess it's worthwhile. Because my sanity matters too. Okay. I don't think I want to do that anymore. At least not on stream. So maybe what I'll do is just do that. Where's the color? Get me the color. And just update these guys because they are faster. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, cool. Oh, this one too. Just because like the green is confusing me sometimes. Oh, I can just. Sorry, I can just do that. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay, amazing. Cool. All right, we did it. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the journal in progress situation. Wait, what did I want to do on that front? Visual indication of journal being saved. Right. Yeah, it came to my attention last Friday. I didn't know this. I mean, I did, but not explicitly. That like the journal is actually being saved all the time as you type. So my fear of like losing my journal entry is totally like off. It's not off in that like the user is never wrong in how they feel and what they fear, but it did not match reality, and the reason for that is that even though it's saving all the time, there's no way for the user to know. So I don't think I will actually be doing the design work because I am fairly sure that I can just find something that works. Time view saving animation. I know I'm not specifically looking for a saving animation per se, but I just want to, I guess, get to a place that. Okay, so there's a progress spinner. How do I, okay, I can search saved. Is there like a saved state? What, how did I, what? Okay. I'm looking for a component, auto complete. input. Mm, what is this? Oh no, it's not. I mean, that's neat, but maybe it doesn't exist. Like, I'm looking for what? What am I looking for? I'm looking for, like, I guess an example of that is like if you pay attention to the top right, I believe if I like start typing, oh no, it doesn't. I thought it would be like saving dot dot dot. But that's what I'm thinking, and I have designed visual indication of like background progresses for like almost every app that I've worked on because it's often something that gets missed until later when you hire a designer. So just like sharing what's going on in the background in a more user-friendly way. But I was hoping I don't have to like design it myself because it's a pattern that is established and we don't need to reinvent the wheel. And I'm lazy, but maybe I don't know. Saving? No. Loading? There's loading. Loading is not the same per se. Like this is not it. This is not it. It's not what I'm looking for. Progress. I feel like the progress spinner is the closest thing, but I don't necessarily need a progress spinner. Like how does what's it called? Google Doc. How does Google Doc do it? So if I type something, yeah, it says saving, saved. Like that's all I want. That's all I want. Oh, what happens if I? Okay. So maybe. Okay, fine. I will. I will create it on Figma, even though I'm convinced that if I dig enough, Prime View probably has something. But I don't know if I want to deal with that. So actually, I want the saving indication on at, at least on this page. You know what? Maybe I should create like a filled situation. So like if I already started typing, I should continue. This should be not placeholder. Wait, yeah, not placeholder, but completed. And again, I will be stealing some journal entry from my past self because I no longer care about my random thoughts being out here exposed forever. I don't think I named anybody by first and last name, so whatever. Oh god, okay. So this was not set up properly. It should be Phil. See, this is what happens when you don't test for all states of any component, or not test design. And really, it doesn't really matter because I already have like this is already built, but I just wanted to get a sense of like what a filled page looks like, and then adding that saving state and saved. So I think I want to use, what do I want to use? I think ideally I want it to be like a little like something here, or like, yeah, like something at the bottom. Yeah, because it's like out of the way until you're in the last page. So I'm not sure if that's a fun task though. For now I will use, do I want to use a tag or like a badge? Maybe this is why I should start using prime 1 even if I'm not redesigning everything. Let's see, so there's the badge, there is, just trying to see like what are the best components. Chip, no, I don't think it's a chip. Message, pop over, progress bar, progress spinner. Do I want a progress spinner? Okay, let me, let me pull one in and just like put it here somewhere, in case I want it. And then split button. I don't need it, but tag. I think we're using tags here, right? Oh no, these are buttons. The heck? I mean, it doesn't mean it's what it is in the code though. I think I will use a, like, is it a tag? It's not really a tag. I think it's more of a, I think the closest thing is probably a, wait, where is it? Where'd it go? How did I? Is it a tag? Like, what's a badge? Let's see what a badge is. Like, what is an overlay badge? I don't want a circle. Oh, what the hell? Info. Default. More. I don't know if it's a badge. Like if it says saving, what does that even look like? I mean, I could just see it. Oh, no, I don't like it. What the hell? Okay. Why am I even looking for component? It's just a word. Maybe I don't need a component at all. Because like if I look at the Google example, all I need is I'm gonna steal a button, but I'm not actually gonna use it as a button. I'm just lazy because I need an icon and I need a text, and I want the spacing to be consistent with buttons, even though it's not a button. So I'm gonna use plain, and then I'm gonna do, no, I don't think I imported the icons yet. Okay, I gotta do that. Do I have to do it live? Oh man, okay. Prime icons. So I think what I need to do, I've done this a couple of times, is so I have loaded the Prime 1 kit, but I don't think yeah, I did not add the icon set. So I just need to add that and just connect them. It's connected, and then I just need to publish it. I believe that should be it. But it is going to take a moment to publish. Oops. It's publishing. Oh man, it's gonna take a while. Okay. While it does that, basically I want like a saving state that indicates that it's saving, and a saved state. And I will probably delete one and like copy the style from the other in a bit, but I just want to visualize what are the states I need. Saving, saved. I don't think it needs anything else. And actually saved is probably good as is. And saving can use boom, boom, boom. Text plain color. One of these, I think. And then just a different icon. Which, ooh, is showing up. And what I am looking for is something like a sync button. Perfect. Okay, so we have the two states. Now I need to figure out like where I want it. You know what? I think because ideally I want it inside the text box. Do I want to? That feels like a pain in the ass for somebody. Maybe just have it here, like, and then have this center lined. Okay, this is not a good example because this is not. That's not too bad. Like it's a little much IMO, but don't need a progress bar for this. Too distracting. And then you know what? I don't even wanna have like the whole thing out. I just wanna copy this. Oh god. What did I do? I just need to like take this out. And just like give it some love. Got the saved. And maybe this is where I evaluate if it should have a background color or not. Like maybe it's a active. What's active? Okay, I don't like it. I don't like it. Go back. Go back to what you were before. Undo. Okay. Maybe this is colored. Like a blue. Like a blue that indicates. Should it be blue? Should it be a green? Not really like using these colors properly. Text. text that's all like gray. Like, is this too much? That's way too much. It's like I think I want like a blue. It's like not so much. Or maybe it's a what the heck? Okay. Maybe it's a green. It's like a faint green that then turns into more solid. I don't like how bright these are. Like I want like a more chill green. Like what is this? This is way too intense. Why is this so intense? Okay, let's do. Oh, okay. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, primary. I don't know if I like this. Maybe what I would do is I will give it some color. And then some rounding. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? 12. I want it to be bigger than that. Yes. 40x too large. Okay, I'm happy with this. I don't need to like, make it like a whole thing. I'm happy with this. I don't need to like pick at it too long. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it. Oh, wait. I did want to test on mobile. So let me first add link. No, did I not? Did I not copy it? Copy the link to Figma. There we go. Okay, we've covered a lot of things. I'm just gonna take this up there. Oh Jesus. Okay, test on mobile. My hope is that when I'm testing on mobile, there might be other things that come up. However, because I'm not able to, sorry, just checking the text message. Okay, not important. Because I'm not able to stream from mobile, so I'm not sure how best to do it. Give me one moment. Let me do some quick research. I guess I can do it here because I think I can connect my phone somehow to my computer. Like my other issue is that I'm using a PC rather than a Mac, which makes, and I have an iPhone, So let me just see if there's an easy way. If there isn't, I will record how I use it and share it next time. But before I resort to that, I do want to see if there is a quick way I could do it. Because I feel like I was able to at some point, but I don't remember how. Sorry, I'm just looking at my PC like apps because I think I was able to do it at one point. Yeah, there's like a phone link situation, but again, I don't remember how it works. Can I use? Let me see. Windows PC phone link share screen. Is that a thing? Oh no, Android apps and devices. Wait. Somehow I don't trust it. First of all, I guess let me make sure that my Bluetooth is on. My Bluetooth is on. Phone link is installed. I do have phone link. Open the phone screen. I have that. Right. So right now I have. I'm also like hesitant to share my screen just because it's connected to like messages and calls and stuff. But let me try disconnecting my Bluetooth here and also here, and then turning them back on. You may need to grant permissions to your phone to allow the phone link app. View and interact. Okay. I don't think, because like I got it to work at one point. Man, I don't want to watch videos. To me right now. Like, does it even work with? Okay, does it even work with iPhone? Oh, it doesn't even work. Wait, am I on Windows 11? See, I don't even know my own computer. Okay, it's likely not gonna work anyway. I will explore it offline, but I am happy with the progress that was made today. I will, yeah, worst case, I will like record the whole session that I used it on mobile, and then we'll use that as a visual that I can then talk through next time. But I'm happy with where we landed. Next time I will do the test on mobile and do some exploration of this like ridiculously adorable panda rolling around lazily idea. Because I think that will be really fun. I think that's it. So today we covered a couple of things here. Discovered that past version of Mary already considered the anything else expanded situation. There's a couple like bugs and small tweaks to the homepage. Spent some time on getting more feelings into that library. We did not end up using like this worksheet from my therapist. We could still use it in the future, but for now, all I did was collapsing all the variants into their own feelings, and then like added some. I didn't really add logic. It's more like thought about the logic and then applied the logic to how the feelings are related to each other. And then some design work on showing themes when journaling is skipped, which also past version of Mary has considered. And then the visual indication. It was both a lot and not a lot looking at this list. But I am excited about where we're heading next because I think there will be some useful stuff that come out of the mobile testing that might not have come out during like the desktop only testing, and then exploring this more for no reason idea. Um, cool. I think that's it from me today. Let me stop sharing my screen. Um, yeah, I think I wanted to come back before next Friday, but I just realized I'm actually going to be away Tuesday to Thursday, so probably will not be back until Product Like It's Friday. But thank you for tuning in, and see you probably on Friday. We'll see.